Hey everyone, welcome back to the Team Garbage Fire podcast. I'm Kory.
And I am a street-walking cheetah with a heart full of napalm.
As always. So let's get the... you want to get the boring stuff out of the way first?
Yeah, you go for it.
We do it every time. So we're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, pretty much a Stitcher, anywhere where you might want to find a podcast. We got a website, teamgarbagefire.com. Go there. We usually post the episodes. It's not very exciting, but we got a Facebook group. Come join it. And if you join us, we'll give you a shout out the next episode. We're on Twitter and Instagram, although not very often. I usually just post whenever.
Never. We are not.
Just whenever we post a new episode.
We have accounts, but we're never on them.
Well, I post one for every episode.
Okay. Well, you're a better person than I am.
And we got a couple other things. We started doing this last episode. Could you, anyone out there in the world, please feel free to review and rate us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts? That would be great to help, get the word out there.
Yeah, I don't understand how all these other magic things are so popular, and we just are not.
We're on episode 31. That's why.
Yeah, well, we're gaining. We're gaining.
And a final thing is just a quick shout out to Clever Tree Productions. We said we were going to do a video episode last time. That was technical difficulties on my end. Everyone can yell at me all you want.
They didn't want to see the emotional support mittens.
That's exactly right. The mittens ruined everything. Actually, it corrupted the whole file.
Yeah. Okay. They have a mind of their own. Those mittens.
But yes, big shout out to Clever Tree Productions for bringing our faces to you, whether you like it or not.
Huge shout out.
Yes, without them, we wouldn't be doing the video thing, and we wouldn't look as pretty as we do. I mean, you would.
I don't want to talk about it. Keep talking.
Okay, so on this episode, we got a few things we want to go over. One, I've broken Modern. I just want everyone to know right now.
He is not.
I have broken Modern completely.
He has not.
I'll end everyone in turn 4. It's done. We can all pack up and go home. Second, I'm prone to hyperbole, very much so. Third, we got a couple other things we want to talk about, maybe a little bit of news, and a couple announcements. But I think we should probably start off.
I think the biggest announcement is fuck Arena.
Yeah. So what was it? A few episodes ago, we said, let's try Arena, get our thoughts. It's new. It's exciting. It's not exciting. As far as Modern goes, until it's on Modern, we will not be covering Arena in any sense. I've heard some other podcasts start to cover it. We will not.
Well, I mean, why do they have to diverge so much from Miko?
Yeah. No, I understand. They're trying to compete.
All of those cards are already supported on MTGO, and what? Why go into this pretty fancy woo?
Or even better, I could see so we have a hard time with these 3 cards and how they interact with the game. Let's go back and those 3 cards are banned on Arena plus the normal ban list.
Well, I mean, that's why there are levels of judges. Mm-hmm. You have to be a level 1 judge to understand how some of these interactions happen.
Yeah,
and they're trying to program that into bullshit.
Well,
fake.
So one thing I heard about, I'm not sure if it was on Arena or not, but someone wound up. I feel like it might have been Shahar Shenhar. Might have been him. He was streaming, and his opponent was down to 1 card in his deck, and it was Nexus of Fate. So I get another turn. Okay. Nexus of Fate shuffles itself back into the library. Draw my card for the turn, play Nexus of Fate, so it never actually ends. There's no stop in there for...
Right, so it's
you've
just
played it 10 times. So it was a loop, and it went on for 2 hours or something, like I heard. And... so there's still some bugs, and until we get Modern into it, I'm not interested in covering anything about it.
No, I think that Arena is a bad move. honestly, for the company.
I don't think it's a bad move.
Well,
I think it's gonna.
I think that it's alienating a broad spectrum of their diehard fans.
You mean alienating the most popular format, which is modern?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and the widest reaching format, because what happens when your standard
but
cards
why do
rotate
they hate
out?
modern so much? Remember, like 2 years ago, they were like, no more modern Pro Tours,
And then they brought them back.
and then they brought them back because everyone was like, we love modern, we can't afford, you know.
Yeah, I can see doing away with like legacy and vintage, because I mean that's such
Unless you
such
were
a
there.
harsh
Well, and
thing to break into.
Just the
Well, I mean, like, I got the biggest piece of legacy gear we have is my Volcanic Island, which I picked up when it was $40.
yeah, and
Now it's $400, and I can't afford to buy 3 more.
exactly.
Yeah, I like to pay my bills.
You can break into modern and not have. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously, mana bases are going to be your biggest
Yeah, that's going to be your...
expense. And you know, I mean, obviously, guys, we're still working on ours.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have enemy fetches.
We got a couple here and
Well,
there.
we
but-
got a couple, but not like a play set of enemy fetches.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's like, you know, oh, $20 to pick up this one card that I need.
Oh, yeah, no, we just... yeah, I think it was about $20 a pop for the collected companies we just picked up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's not too bad, especially, you know, you sell
Which
off...
I'm super excited about.
You know, you sell off a couple of cards on eBay here and there or somewhere else. You know, you work with another company and, you know, you wind up with credit or something like that. And it's easy to cycle that through and to get the money you need. But then again, like everything we bought, we got, we just did a kind of a small eBay purchase. We got 4 Thing in the Ice, a Bloodghast, and 3 collected companies. And we're talking, what, about 50 or less?
Yeah. No, I mean, it was pretty low.
And then, so you've got that. Or, like I said, the $400 for 1 Volcanic Island. You know.
Well, and that's why vintage and legacy are dying formats.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just picked up Thing in the Ice and Collected Company and a Bloodghast, and yeah, it wasn't that bad, you know, compared to picking up a Volcanic Island. That stuff's wicked expensive just looking at your normal duels.
Well, I mean, not even normal duels, but like fetches.
Yep.
You know, I mean, what is what's the blue green one? Tropical? No.
Blue green is I was just looking at it. Wow.
Yeah, no.
Someone's yelling at us right now. Misty Rainforest.
Misty Rainforest.
Yep.
I mean, that's a thing. And what's the other one? The blue red one. It's all the
Scalding
blue one.
Tarn?
Scalding Tarn. The blue ones are always the most expensive.
Always. And so we're looking at, you know, that's such a small buy.
Well, yeah,
compared to
yeah, but you can get 4 for
a whole lot less.
you can get 4 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
Really is less than the price of 1.
So we're, you know, that's why I think modern is way more accessible, and even standard, you've got to keep up with buying $20 to $30 cards that really make a deck work at, you know, at that price. And then, next week those cards aren't, that deck isn't viable, so you've got to buy more to keep switching through. And I mean, standard's a money sink. I mean,
Oh no, the only upside. Sorry, I hit my mic. The only upside of playing standard is, you might like luck into this card being $100 card
once
down
it hits
the
modern,
road.
yeah.
You know, once it rotates and someone figures out how to break it and
Yeah.
all that shit, which has happened to me,
Yeah.
but it's just not worth it. The gameplay isn't fun. It's
Yeah.
so just linear.
Yeah.
You know, someone builds
also-
a deck and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes, and everyone's trying to like beat that one deck.
And then someone does, and then you
Yeah.
got to then buy the deck that beats that deck.
Look at Arclight.
Yeah, no, Arclight's doing well.
Arclight Phoenix is doing incredibly well, and it's already being played in Modern.
Yep. I mean, we'll talk about that here in a little bit, probably on like the second half.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean there's some impacts, but here we are looking at another. There's a completely another format that I'm not a fan of, but I don't see being brought on Arena either. Commander.
Or
I mean,
Pauper, or
so I think the best they've done is like Singleton, but that's still a 60 card deck, a Singleton 60 card deck with exceptional lands. So you don't have Commander in there, and you don't have Modern, which I think if you were to lump those two together, you would have a very large percentage of the Magic player base.
Well, I Modern, yes, but I feel like Commander is more of like a group thing.
Yeah.
It's always like 4+ players sitting down having a good time.
My favorite.
I don't think I've ever played Commander where I wasn't drinking beer.
See, for me, Commander I think is best played with 0 people, and you just play Modern instead. But that's just me.
Well, yeah, I know you hate Commander. Meanwhile, Kory has a sliver deck that everyone just hates playing, so I think that his anger towards Commander comes from everyone just being like, fuck you, Kory.
No, it's because I don't like playing Commander because it takes too long, because I don't want to spend 20 minutes. I don't want to, because you know me, I play generally not like super fast, but I try and like keep the pace of a turn going unless I have to go into the tank. But that's the thing, is so I'll play my super fast turn in Commander.
Yeah, but you still love to play like white-blue control, which is not super fast gameplay.
No, but I try and make my play fast.
You try, being the operative word.
Hey, with some of my other decks, I make better decisions. I haven't played blue-white control in what? At least 8 months.
No, I would say more like 4, but...
Okay, we'll settle in the middle of 6. Fire bad. So, what we're trying to say is you don't have to worry about any arena content coming from us.
Yeah, no, we're not interested in digital play. We are paper.
Yep. And until they bring Modern to Arena, I don't see us this might be the end of us talking about it unless there's something newsworthy that goes on, or maybe we might talk about a mythic championship that is won over Arena. But
no, I'm a little disgusted by the shift to digital that Mikko's or Wizards is trying to do.
Well, I mean, you're also looking at, you've got Hearthstone, which has been widely popular and is, a lot of people might...
A knockoff?
A lot of people might say Magic dumbed down.
Yeah.
Because there's no instants, there's no enchantments that I know of. There's... Closest thing you get to an instant is like a triggered ability, like, oh, the next turn someone attacks you, this secret pops over and something happens. But no instants, it's all sorceries, and you get, on turn 1, you get 1, essentially, mana of any color.
Yeah.
Turn 2, so on and so forth.
I've been playing the Hearthstone equivalent of the Warhammer 40k game.
Yeah.
On my phone, just for fun.
I actually think Eternal gets it a little better.
But I just... It's so dumbed down.
Yep.
There's really no decision tree.
And, no offense to anyone who plays those games. Like, if that's what you do in your spare time for fun, that's awesome.
That's what I do in my spare time for fun.
And, for a while I played Hearthstone, but it was never competitively because I was like, this is fun, but when can this be Magic? So
I've never played Hearthstone, but I play what is it, the Warhammer 40k or 30k or whatever.
40k.
No, it takes place during the Horus Heresy. I don't play Warhammer, but I'm a huge lore fan. I like the story.
Yep. No, that's fair enough.
So I think it's 30k. Not sure.
Okay.
I'll get back to you with the name.
Please do. I'll hold you accountable for that.
I can find it.
No, I'm just gonna forget tomorrow, and no one will ever ask you again. So, okay. So, like we said, no more Arena from us ever.
Yeah. No, I'm not really interested in. One of the major reasons I started playing was because I liked the human interaction.
Yeah, the
I
sitting
liked
down.
looking into someone's eyes when they knew they were defeated, and like there might be like one tear.
Or watching people get salty.
Yeah.
That's fun too.
Flip a table every once in a while.
Yep. No, that's always great. So yeah, that's that segment right there. Please don't light me on fire.
I need more gas for that.
I love you too.
Uh-huh.
So, any news? Any news? No, because pretty much all the news has just been Arena, and we're not dealing with that.
No, fuck Arena.
Yeah, I'm ready for the next
So
paper tournament.
You wanna go on?
I'm ready for actual coverage to come back. I'm ready to be able to turn on Twitch and watch.
What is going on with the coverage?
I think Channel Fireball's in charge of text coverage, and there's no video coverage right now. Is it
Why?
Well, the money for the Mythic Championships had to come somewhere. Also, the fact that the Wizards end of Hasbro has been making Hasbro so much money through that and Dungeons and Dragons. I'd really like to see them be like, oh yeah, okay, we'll spend an extra $1,000 or $2 for, well, it's probably more than that for video coverage, because you've got all the lighting techs, all the people handling the sound, the people handling the video.
I wonder how Marshall Sutcliffe feels about all this.
From what I understand, he's like, well, I'm just a private contractor, and I kind of wish I had some work.
That sucks.
Yeah, and like the ladies from now Good Luck High Five used to be Magic the Amateuring. Megan worked text, and Maria worked in the booth with Marshall. Where's Rich Hagon's like witty comments? I miss those. You know, and then you'd get like LSV or Paulo in the booth, or even, you know,
they're kind of fucking up.
Yeah, well, I think this is just the growth period right now.
It should be growth period. They're 26 years old. It should be we know what the fuck we're doing, and oh hey, we're gonna take this thing away that all of our regular customers, for lack of a better term, enjoy, so that we can do some bullshit online. No, homie, don't play that.
Yeah, no, I understand, but also Wizards have been making Magic for so long, and I mean, they've been with Hasbro for a while, but also...
No, they haven't been with Hasbro. Hasbro bought them.
They've been with Hasbro for a while, and I think that parent companies like, okay, let's push to esports, because we can bring in more money, we can get more sponsors, blah blah blah. And I honestly think
but if they're not going to support their biggest format on their esports, nobody's going to want to watch. Do you know how much higher the watching rate was for the modern than it was for like standard or draft or sealed?
I mean, I'll watch it no matter what. If it's on Twitch and I can...
Yeah, of course, but we can't even watch it anymore.
Yeah. So, and, you know, their other push, I think, is for the... was it the MPL, the Magic Pro League? Their streamers are supposed to be the ones doing more streaming, but of course they have to do so much of it has to be Arena. So, again...
I honestly, they had... Why couldn't they just make Mick go better? Why did they have to...
Well, I think that this is their attempt at it, and as far as we know, they have all the way back to Shadows over Innistrad in working with Arena. So, are we looking at a new... Are we looking at new modern?
What if I want to play Snapcaster? Like, it's just not fucking there.
Yeah.
Like, they screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah.
They should have just made Mick go better instead of launching a whole new thing, designating so many people to make this thing better instead of just making what they already had better.
Or they should have just waited until they had it backward compatible all the way back. I know that's extra manpower. I know that's extra hours, but you know what? We would be talking about... I mean, we were giving Arena so much negative But we could be talking about them in a positive light if they made it backwards compatible. Hell, even back to 8th like we wanted.
The interaction are already there. That's what I keep hearing, listening to other podcasts. The interactions were already on Make Go.
Yep.
So they could have just added the splashy, like, effects that they have in Arena.
Well, really, all Arena is a prettied up Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Yeah. No, and it's...
And I like Duels. Because it was like... because there was no, like... You didn't get on to play Standard. It was like, oh, well, try your battle against part of the storyline.
Okay, so then why couldn't they have just prettied up Make Go? Everything already worked. It was there. The end. Make it, the little arena fighting thingy.
Well,
and
from what I hear, MitGo still, for a lot of people... Oh, for starters, it's only on Windows. Arena's at least kind of coming to that.
No. It may be coming.
Yeah, it may be. And it may be coming to...
Arena's only on Windows.
Yeah, and it may be coming to your smartphone. Maybe.
Yeah, okay. So they could have done all of this and just made Magic the Gathering Online prettier.
No.
And a little bit splashier.
Because
all of those cards are already on there. They're, the function of the cards is already programmed in. I've heard people being like, this card does not work the way it's supposed to.
So here's the problem, though, is I love you, but how much programming have you done as far as computer-wise?
I mean, I've programmed a dog.
Exactly. So, from my understanding, the UI, the user interface, is the big issue with MitGo. It's frustrating. Arena's pretty. And there's a lot of...
useless.
I think if we could marry the two, which we can't because of data migration and all the other like nitty-gritty pain-in-the-ass things, I understand why they went the way they did. I don't agree with all the decisions they made, but we're spending a lot of time on Arena as well. We don't want to fucking talk about this thing.
I think it was a bullshit. I don't like computers, personally.
And I do.
Yeah, I know.
So, okay, let's just jump the gun and move into...
Paper. Play paper Magic.
Let's do some speculation.
Okay.
What's this announcement coming in February? New Modern product. What is it?
Oh, it's Precon decks.
I don't think so. Because this was their
but they said they were done doing Masters sets.
So here's my thought, is we're looking at a new draftable set with minimal reprints, but more cards geared for Modern. It's going to be a Modern-only set. The MSRP will be down to $5 a pack, maybe, tops. Because that's the big complaint about the Masters sets, is everyone just price gouged it.
No. You remember the black-white tokens?
Yeah, that was a Modern event deck. And
yeah,
I don't see those.
It's going to be like 4 or 5 of those.
I don't think it's going to be.
It's going to be decks that you can build on.
Well, why would it be part of their hackathon if their thing was? Because the whole idea with Wizards Hackathon is we need a new innovative product that people haven't seen yet, and it needs to be.
Yeah,
and they're like, we're going to focus.
But they said that Masters blind sets were done.
Yep. And I don't think it's going to be a Master set, which is just reprints only. I think this is going to be buy a pack for...
So you think they're going to print new cards?
I think they're going to print new cards and make new cards specifically for Modern. There was a survey that went around asking about, what formats you play, what you would like to see. This was after they announced Master sets were just not going to be a thing anymore. And I honestly think we're looking at a new, 250, 300 card set that is going to be Modern only.
But that's not how Modern works.
But this is part of the hackathon. Wizards like big innovation. Like, they've already done.
They need to stop fucking around and just, no. I honestly believe it's going to be like 5 event decks in probably the guilds, maybe even 10.
I don't see that happening
And it's gonna be
But they're gonna be $100 a piece to
of
print
course,
anything
yeah,
good.
I mean,
And no one's gonna buy it.
well,
When you could buy a box and draft with your friends for $150, like I'm saying, maybe MSRP is up to $5 a pack. I think it's gonna be a draftable set with new cards for Modern that we haven't seen before.
no, because the event deck was $50.
Yeah, but to get any of the good Modern stables, to get anything that anyone would want to buy, it would have to be $100.
No,
So
no. What they're going to do is they're going to release these event decks that are just the staples, and then if you want to bling it out, that's up to you. And it's going to be, it's going to be
Burn.
Probably.
I'd love it if it was one of them was KCI.
It will not be KCI. They just banned that.
I know, but the new innovation
it's
product,
gonna be like Burn. They'll probably re-release the bullshit tokens deck. Maybe they'll throw Bitter Blossom in this time.
yeah, with some better fetches.
Probably Green White Hate Bears.
Yep.
And I'm just naming all the white decks because that's what I'm familiar with.
Humans?
Boggles. I don't know about humans. I think they're gonna go with like more long-term staples. So we're talking about like Tron.
Ooh, I'd buy Tron.
You already have Tron.
I have most of Tron. I got all the
And
lands.
they're not gonna give you everything you need. You're still gonna have to go out and buy your Eldrazi.
See, I still think it's going to be something you can rip packs because packs sell better. Like, okay, so we had, remember, starter decks way back in the old days when you get a starter deck of Ice Age.
Starter decks.
No, they don't. They stopped doing starter decks. Like,
are you kidding me? Do you remember my little Golgari pin?
No,
that was a starter deck.
No, that is a guild deck. It's not a starter deck with random cards.
It's the same fucking.
No, it
thing.
isn't. So they phased out starter decks. And then we had, what was after starter decks? Was the precons, like Time Spiral. You could get a pre-constructed, like.
And then
I remember Aaron had one that was like
dual decks.
Yeah, and then there were the dual decks, which got phased out as well.
No,
Merfolks versus Goblin was the last one.
Was it really?
It was. I'm pretty sure, or maybe Elves versus. I don't remember. But they slowly phase out those precons, like the pre-constructed, with the exception of Commander, because Commander's its own format. So I don't see them doing decks.
I love how they were just like, oh, our fans made this format and we're jumping on board. Give us your money.
Pretty much. It's worked so far. I mean, how many Commander decks do we actually own between the two of us?
More than I would like to admit.
15? You might guess? Yeah, but they're all ripped apart and we don't touch them, except for unless they're reprints from Modern.
Black Red Goblins!
Pretty much. So
don't talk to me about slivers.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk about slivers. I just don't think that the deck is a thing that's going to happen.
No, I think that's where they're going.
Yeah. And we're back. Second half.
Are we back?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know. I think I left half of it on the floor over there.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
So, okay, in this half, do we want to talk about how I cracked Modern?
Yes, Kory, talk about how you've cracked Modern.
It's Grixis, let me tell you that. And I have it right here in my hands.
It doesn't count because there's no white.
Grixis doesn't have white in it.
Modern doesn't count unless it has white. How are you going to Stony Silence?
I don't want a Stony Silence.
You're gonna want a Stony Silence.
I'll just ley line to the void. That's right.
Gross.
So this is kind of a take. This is if you were to take, I don't know, Mardumancer, and is it Phoenix? Drop the white because white's the most useless color in Modern.
I quit. Bye, guys.
So the deck's running, as far as the creature count, we're running 2 Snapcaster Mages, 2 Bloodghast. For the time being, we're running 2 Young Pyromancer. Heath, get back here, please. Thank you. Because those 2 Young Pyromancer are eventually going to become 2 more Arclight Phoenix. We've just got 2 right now. Running 4 Bedlam Reveler and 4 Thing in the Ice, as far as creatures go. Spells. I'm looking at right now a 1 of Dreadbore, 2 Bolts, 2 Thoughtseize, and then everything else is a 4 of.
How are you going to path?
I don't need a path.
You need a path.
No, I don't.
Then make it 4 color. Add white.
Nope.
Life will be better.
So I got 4 Serum Vision, 4 Sleight of Hand, 4 Faithless Looting, 4 Opt, and what deck wouldn't be complete without running 4 Manamorphose? That's great. I love Manamorphose.
Not as much as you love Faithless Looting.
Oh no, if I could just play like 18 Faithless Looting, I would.
You Faithless Looting into Faithless Looting.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then the land base is a little wonky because, like we said, we're still working on our mana bases for everything. But I'm running 4 Bloodstained Mire, a Polluted Delta, 2 Blood Crypt, 2 Watery Grave, and 4 Steam Vents, 2 Island, 2 Mountain, 2 Swamp. And we're running... This is a pretty swamp. And this is a pretty mountain.
All right.
Because
so,
John Avon.
So what do you think is what do you think is
My sequence of play?
no, what do you think your weaknesses are?
Nothing.
If you had to think about what your weaknesses might be,
My weakness, all of my decks have always been, my weakness is Boggles or Spirits. And now I'm just like, nope. Tron might be quick. No, I don't think Tron's going to be quicker.
I don't think that deck is that quick.
It's a turn 4. Turn 4.
Okay, that's the turn basis for most modern decks.
We haven't run it against Burn yet. I want to see how it goes against Burn.
It'll probably burn the fuck out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yes, I see you. All right, here we go.
That's right. We have people making sure that Heath actually speaks into his microphone. Being a vocalist for a band for many years, we always had that problem. Speak into your microphone, Heath.
I like to be
Part of the...
No, I mean just this hand gesture. I like
Just
to
this? Just this?
be just
Nothing else?
nothing else.
Okay. I love you, by the way.
Yeah, I know you do. Stop touching my penis.
If I had a nickel. Anywho. So yeah, I want to run it against Burn. I want to run it against... Because I only really ran it against Boggles and Spirits. The 2 decks that you're fantastic at piloting.
No. Spirits, like, Boggles and Burn are my go-to. Spirits, I'm still kind of on, and I think now that we have the Cocos, I'm gonna try
Really?
and transition into Bant Spirits.
Oh my lord, he never said he'd do that.
I know. I hate it.
I actually was on
'Cause
your
I
side.
gotta run
and I trash
Hierarch.
talk. I trash talk Bant Spirits for you
I know you did.
because
But
that's
but
what I
it's
do.
it's doing its thing. It's a tier 1.5 deck.
Luckily, this one's a tier 0.
And I think now that we have the Cocos, we've got the Hierarchs that we're not using. We can maybe build the
deck.
build the deck. I mean, we don't have the Misties obviously, but
We've got one.
we've got the We've got the what's the
Flooded
shock?
Strand. Oh no, we've got the Godless Shrines. No,
No,
I'm thinking.
that's Godless Shrines Black White. What is it? Breeding Pool.
Yeah, Breeding Pool. Thank you.
We've got the breeding pools.
I just half wonder how many people are listening to us every time we're like, "Oh, the name of the card is," and just being like, "Is this one, you idiot?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know the name of the cards. It's just when you have 3,000 different card names floating around in your head.
And that's not even like managing the collection card names.
Yeah. No. So I think we should check out the 3-color spirits.
You realize that does run Reflector Mages, which makes me happy.
The newest one does.
It should. Reflector Mage is so good.
Yeah, I know Reflector Mage is good.
So good.
So good. But it's a different play style.
Yeah.
From the straight up Azorius build.
Well, yeah, because you want to hold up your collected company as essentially like, oh, well, I'm going to cast this creature that could end the game, and you're like, collected company, see if I can hit a spell queller off of it,
right,
and put more bodies on the ground.
Yep. Well, and you know,
it actually plays a little more like a control deck, which is just amazing. I'm ready to watch you pilot control.
Not my cup of tea, but I love tribal.
Yes. No. Same here.
I love tribal, and like human tribal, just it doesn't feel like tribal to me.
Just humans, man. They're all just like humans.
They're just humans.
Well, that's like
we've got 5 humans here, and like I'm wearing yellow, and you're wearing blue, and she's wearing green, and he's wearing red, and she's wearing black.
I mean, we got most of the colors covered except for your yellow.
Well,
what the fuck color are you?
I'll be blue and you'll be white. How about that?
Okay. Freaking Gruul sitting across from us.
He does have the beard that seems like a Gruul kind of smash face, sort of.
Me smash face! So, anywho, this deck, I'm loving it because it's cheap cantrips. I love drawing me some cards. The sideboard is still up in the air. The reason why I'm running so many black mana sources with only 4 cards in the deck that call for black
is because you want to run bullshit black cards.
Yeah, like I think there's a couple Damnation in the sideboard, a couple Dismember,
Surgical Extraction.
I think probably at least 1 Surgical Extraction, and I think a couple Lilies. Those don't say Andy on the bottom, so I don't care.
You have been spending too much time with children.
No, those are classic movies.
The first one is a classic. The second one was okay.
The third one will make you cry.
I don't cry.
I do.
I know you do. I've made you do it a couple times. By beating him in Magic.
No, never. Just beating me in life with your fists.
I've never hit you. Well, okay. I've only hit you a few times.
Oh, I remember this. But I do really love this deck because you know me, I'm an is it player at heart who also loves black. And I think this deck is where I need to be. It's a whole bunch of cantrips.
Yeah,
it's a whole bunch.
Like, do you love big black?
No, I'm not going there. I'm ignoring what you're saying, and I'm moving on. I mean, 4 Manamorphose. I was on Storm for a while, which was always running 4 Manamorphose. I'm just like, ooh, can I just run 4 Manamorphose, 4 Faithless Looting, and I love Sleight of Hand, I love Serum Visions, and I love Thoughtseize. I mean, it's just, it's everything I want out of a Magic deck. And the Thing in the Ice is just like, flip.
It's all you want out of a big black Magic deck?
No, because it is Grixis. And I'm leaving this behind. And I think
that's okay. I'll just keep bringing it up.
Anywho, I actually kind of like the way the deck performs. Usually it's turn 4, flip thing in the ice, bounce all your creatures, bounce all your threats, and then I can crack across for 7. And if I line it up right, I do like that there's a decision tree to this deck.
It is a race.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have played against this deck, and it's a race. It's, he turn 2's thing in the ice, and it's get in all the damage you can, bud.
Yep, it's get it in before I can flip it, or deal with it before I can flip it. But it's hard because you can't bolt it. You have to path it, which then brings me up a mana to then shuffle, sift through my library more to then get another thing in the ice.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything that lets you thin out your library, gives you an incremental value of drawing that on your next turn. But I honestly think that you'll probably have a fairly hard time with burn.
Yeah, I think
where it's, okay, maybe I have a Swift Spear that I'm getting incremental damage with.
Yeah.
But that's not my game plan.
No, your game plan is to bolt me and then skewer me because I'm going to be criticizing your deck.
Yeah.
Get it? Skewer the critics. Love it.
We've known each other for too long.
Far too long. Yeah, no, I'm actually really enjoying the deck. I haven't seen... I mean, we've seen...
Yeah, you enjoy the deck?
We've been seeing, Is it Phoenix? Red Phoenix? We've been seeing a lot of, just Phoenix decks. But
your reaction was priceless.
But, I don't know. I feel like this is, turboing out Thing in the Ice. I think it's going to be... not the best. I mean, I do love turn 1 Thoughtseize and then turn 2 Thing in the Ice.
Well, TT's a great card.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about... Are you running snaps?
Yeah, I'm running 2 snaps.
2 snaps. All right. Yeah, no, that's...
So that way I can be on the burn back foot.
What about one of Past in Flames?
I think the mana cost is too high for it. To give everything, because this deck really wants to be done by turn 5,
late game, when it's coming down to bare bones. So are you running any burn spells?
Yep, 2 lightning bolt.
2.
Yep, 2.
4.
What am I going to cut?
I would cut.
Should I just go straight? Is it? Well, drop the black, but keep the 2 blood gas in discard?
I know you love looking at other people's hands and making them discard,
but I
don't think that's the game plan that deck wants.
So as far as black that this deck is running, I'm looking at 2 Thoughtseize and a Dreadbore, which is, destroy target creature or planeswalker, which could be really handy against, the blue-white Teferi matchups.
Right.
Or maybe I could just side into Grixis and have it be Is It Shell.
I would just go straight Is It. Because, you could probably do what you wanted to do. Just Is It up. Mana Confluence, maybe some Remands. It might be...
Might be something I need to think about as far as... we talked about putting an Is It Charm in there.
Yeah.
And...
Is It Charm could work real well for you, but I think that you're making your mana base too convoluted for what you're trying to get done.
Well, the thing is that I need multiple options, having just 4 of the I think it was Steam Vents is the shock. Yes, yeah, 4 Steam Vents. I need more red sources, because what happens if I Faithless Looting into a Faithless Looting? I'm running Bedlam Reveler, so I need double red.
Right, so why don't... If you cut the black out, there's more room for red mana sources.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think... I honestly, Kory, I love you to death, but I think you're just running black so that you can
Thoughtseize.
hand hate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but it's fantastic.
it's always fantastic. It's why it's such an
But
expensive card.
then
But you don't need it in that deck.
no, because I mean the amount of games that I will, by the end of turn one, be like, okay, so I'm at 15 now. You know,
Yeah.
fetch, shock, seize, 15.
No,
And
you don't. You don't need to do that.
And I'm not playing
You
Death
need to
Shadow.
You need to be. You need to feel good about your game plan.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how often do I look at your hand when we play games?
Not that often.
How often do I win?
Against this deck? Lately it's been whenever I mulled to 4. But then again, I've only played against 2 of our decks. I have a good feeling about this. I'm ready to... I would take this...
I feel like I have a room full of parents right now. No, but...
Get used to it.
You need to feel good about your game plan. You don't need... Like, all right, so in 8-rack, it was important.
Yeah.
It was very important.
Thoughtseizes was super important.
In this build, it's not as important.
It gets a sorcery into the instant sorcery into the graveyard for Bedlam Reveler, which isn't a huge aspect of the deck, but it's a great
So what if those Thoughtseizes were Remands?
I don't like Remand.
I know you don't like Remand, but it's a cantrip.
I know, but I could play others.
Play whatever the fuck you want to play. But it can be an instant and sorcery that's either red or blue. Fuck it, play Skewer the Critics. I don't give a shit what you play. I just think that pushing it into 3 colors is overextending yourself.
Okay. I actually would be down with cutting black for adding 2 more bolts. So that way I've got creature control.
Yeah.
And...
I mean, for the most part.
And at least an Izzet Charm.
What about Anger of the Gods?
Maybe. I mean,
1 of in the sideboard, 2 of in the sideboard.
Because that is 2 to every creature, right? Or is it 3?
3.
But kill my Snap, kill my Bloodghast, but I don't care. It would kill my Arclight Phoenix, which is a more setup. Because Arclight Phoenix, you want to be casting so many instants and sorceries.
All right, then what about what's the phase one? The one you put on a timer.
The bolt that does that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't played Burn in a while. That should be up your...
I haven't played Burn in a while either.
The one suspend.
The suspend. Here now, I'm gonna fuck with your shit. There you go. Here you go, sweetheart.
I didn't mess with your stuff at all. It's not Searing Blaze. I can see the card. We've got a promo copy of it too. That one card.
People are screaming at us.
The one that we're talking about. Okay, yeah, we've heard you. We've heard you. Yep, everyone's screaming at us. We've heard you. Yes, you are right. You are right. It was that card. Okay, we'll move on. But I would like to... I don't know. I'd really like to see...
What about ancestral visions?
That could be... Well, because what we're looking at is I only have 3 cards that need black. So the 2 Thoughtseize will be bolts, and the Dreadbore could be an ancestral... ancestral visions.
Yeah. Oh, or you could just run 3 ancestral visions and call it a day and make it like a quasi-horror turns deck.
Well, it takes too long for ancestral visions to pop off, which is why I'm glad they unbanned it in Modern. It's like a suspend 4.
I thought it was a suspend 3.
No, I think it's a 4.
Huh?
And so you're looking at the turn that you flip Thing in the Ice plus play Bedlam Reveler.
Are you running Opt?
I'm running 4 Ops.
Of course you are.
I mean, what do you expect? It's me. I'm also looking up Ancestral Visions right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that
suspend 4.
Those 3 slots that you're fucking up your mana base to have could be far better used with cards that are already in just mana leaks.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe a
Just-
single mana leak.
No, just 3 mana leaks. You're gonna get people. No, what's the bullshit flip card from Ixalan?
No, I had a search for Escanta in there.
You didn't like it?
No,
No,
because it's also the same turn that you would want to cast Thing in the Ice.
you're not wrong.
I don't know. I'm really liking this deck. I want to see how it performs as we go further out. I want to expand. I mean, we're adults with adult things that do adult stuff.
Not me. No, I only do child stuff.
And
Not like that. That came out wrong. All right, I apologize. No, that was wrong.
we have adult things that we need to do all the time, like take care of dogs, work our jobs. I have a small human that I take care of.
Did I tell you how to make my fucking shotgun a grenade launcher?
No, I don't care either.
Yeah, well,
So-
I did it and it was awesome.
So
Well, it's not a Molotov cocktail launcher. It came out of Guerrilla Warfare by Che Guevara. You just put a dowel into an empty shotgun shell and tape a Molotov cocktail to it, and you can.
kaboom.
It's pretty sweet.
So we actually got, was it last weekend? We actually got to sit down and play, which is why I'm so on this deck right now. Is we actually get to sit down and play, because usually when we get together, it's to record, to get out, to get out our thoughts into the universe, how strange they might be. So I don't know. Should we round this out and play some Devil's Advocate?
Yeah, I suppose.
So if our lovely folks who are doing this production for us cares to whirl around and pull up Chrome, we can.
There's so many chords. They're covered in chords. I feel bad for them.
So we and if you click random card, I'll go first this time. I will try to
Alright.
defend it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Noble Hierarch or some shit.
Random card, Tranquility. It is 2 and a green for a sorcery. Destroy all enchantments.
No.
And it is not modern legal. It was printed last in 7th. Yeah, because we're looking at Invasions, Mercadian Mass, Tempest, Alpha Beta Unlimited Revised, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah, it's not a modern legal card. Let's make this shit modern legal. Period.
No.
Ends Boggles.
No.
Ends all the
No.
ley lines. Ends everything.
No.
It's what green is best at. It's
No.
3 mana. Okay,
No.
if at Boggles
I'm going home.
you can't handle
My
life.
feelings are hurt.
You can't handle life at like 3+ mana.
No.
Nope. This card needs to be reprinted into modern tomorrow.
Well, I'll just rebuild. You got your 1 Tranquility. All right. So turn 3, maybe you catch like
Your Leyline
3?
of Sanctity.
Leyland and Sanctity. Yeah. All right. Cool. It's Boggles. You catch maybe 2, maybe 3
Yeah, but 2 of those are
enchantments.
2 of your ethereal armors, and the other 2 at the bottom of your library.
All right, so in my hand, I still have a Spider Umbra and a Daybreak. You're still fucked.
Snap, Tranquility, snap.
I hate it here. My turn.
Okay, so if you were to, I think it might be at the top or the bottom is also another random card trigger thingerjigger.
P.S. When are you playing blue green, motherfucker?
I will.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
there
to
you
fuck
go.
with me.
Hedron Blade.
Oh yeah.
It is it is modern legal, so you need to tell me why it needs to be see play
Whenever
more.
equipped creature becomes blocked by 1 or more colorless creatures, it gains Death Touch until end of turn. That's just sideboard against
No, it needs to see modern play, not sideboard play, modern play.
Creature gets +1/+1 whenever creature becomes locked by one more color. Well, I mean,
so
back in the day,
put it on a menace creature. I'm not trying to help you. I mean, fuck off.
back in the day when what was it? It's not Tron. It's Affinity.
Yeah.
This, I don't understand why this didn't see more play.
Yeah, on a menace creature.
Yeah. No, I mean, or even on a infect creature.
Yeah.
Like infect
That's why I'm
against
playing blue-green.
green-black is infect.
No, blue-green is.
That was blue.
Nope, blue-green.
Blue-green.
I'll play that all day.
Yeah, I'd play infect actually.
You only have to count to 10. You don't have to count to 20.
I can't count to 20.
You only have to count to 10.
No, I mean, I feel like this probably could have been a really, really good card back in the day when Affinity and Tron were a lot stronger.
It's from BFZ, so
Oh.
maybe someone just missed out on it going into Infect.
I don't think you're wrong.
I think someone done.
I think this card could probably be broken if we go back to, monocolored or uncolored decks. I mean,
well, no, it's just
did cranial plating get banned?
That's a great question.
We have a list.
Yeah, it fell down because I moved our. We had a poster over there. Hey,
is cranial plating on that list?
It should be alphabetical for the most part. No. Cranial plating's good.
We should build Affinity.
Yeah, you can cough up the cash for the rest of that.
Listen, I don't have a woman to impress anymore, so I've got all the money in the world.
I mean, I've got two ladies to impress.
Yeah, that's not my problem. One of them one of them loves me, and one of them hates me.
Sorry, my wife is. This is kind of a rare evening. My wife is actually here in the room with us tonight, and she's listening, and I'm looking at her.
Ashley, you want to come say hi?
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Absolutely not.
And that's my wife, folks. She's checking the modern list for us. Anywho, we want to thank everyone who listened. We're here. We're Team Garbage Fire. Email us if there's anything you had any issues with. teamgarbagefire@gmail.com. And if not, we will see you in 2 weeks.